Hello there, it's me Egil, and I got a story for you. It's way back in the midst of time. Believe it's from the Germanic side of things. You probably know it as Rumpelstiltskin. I know I was told that story many years ago, and like all stories, of course, they vary and there are different versions. So I'll tell you my version, and I hope you enjoy it. Many years ago, back in the time when dragons still were around and heroes travelled the land, in a village was a farmer and his daughter. And this farmer had some mouth on him. And he would come out with the most outlandish lies. "Here, let me tell you," he said. "What?" "My daughter, she could spin gold out of straw." "Oh, if that's right, how come you living in the old house you are, and not a palace?" "Oh, don't worry about that," he said. "My daughter is superb." Well, in the tavern happened to be one of the king's messengers. And he thought, this is something my lord should hear. So, put down his drinking horn and scuttled off to the palace. "My lord." "What?" said the king. "I've heard a rumour." "Have you really? Good for you. What do you want? You're annoying me now." "There's a man who says his daughter can spin straw into gold." "Get her." "Pardon?" "Get her now." "Have you gone?" I'm going, sir." So it was. They were sitting down to dinner in the homestead. "Yes, well, you know, darling, it's... Oh, hang on, there's a knock on the door." "Hello, who is it?" "Open in the name of the king." "Who?" "The king." "Ah, right." And they opened the door, and there stood the messenger. And he was a smart-looking guy. There he was, burnished mail coat, a big sword, and a shiny helmet. "What can I do for you?" "Oh," he said, "the king has heard that your darling daughter can spin straw into gold." "Oh, yeah. "Father, what have you said? You know..." "Shut up." "Yes, and so it is. Come with me." And they went to the palace. There were knights, warriors, ladies, all looked like they got a smell under their nose, as though somebody had done something they shouldn't really mention. And then effete men in silks and satins. "Hey, look at that, there's a common girl. Oh, I've heard of them, I've never seen one." And warriors, big muscles bulging, you know. But, as it turns out, there's the king. Very regal looking gent. Purple velvet, none other. And "Who are you?" said the king. "Me? You sent for me. I spin straw into gold." "Oh, that's a good one," said the king. "Good, come with me." Off he gets from his throne, and he's a lot shorter actually than people thought. He was only about 6 foot. You think he's a 10 foot, you know. Anyway, off he goes, and he goes to a big door. Opens the door. "See all that lot?" "Yes. There's a spinning wheel, there's all the silver, there's all the straw. When I see you next morning, I want to see that as piles of gold." "No problem. See ya." Off the king went back to the banquet. The girl sits on the stool, she looks at the spinning wheel, she looks at the straw. "Whoa! Woe is me! He's gonna kill me, I know he is! Oh! How can they treat a young girl so? Ah!" "Shut up," said a voice. "What?" And there in the corner was a little man. "Hello, little man." "Nah, no need to be rude. What's your problem, girl?" "I'll tell you what the problem is. My dad has landed me right in it." "Oh yeah? What do you mean by that then?" "Big pile of straw. he says in the pub that I could turn that into gold. I can no more turn that into gold than I can into an albatross. The dwarf scratched her. Now look here, darling. Tell you what I'm going to be a-doing. That necklace you're wearing, pretty. You'll give it to me and I'll turn that into gold. No problemo. Okay. Off came the necklace. She sits back filing her nails. And there's the dwarf saying all these kind of weird things under his breath. And sure enough, a big pile of gold thread. There you are, job's done. See you later, and he disappears. The king comes in. By goodness me, look at all that gold. Oh, lovely, 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 lovely. Tell you what, there's another room here. It was even bigger. And it was full even more with gold. And she thought, oh, here we go again. What am I going to do? He locks her in. And if you haven't done this, I'm afraid it's the execution block for you. Oh, thank you. And off he goes. She sits there. Her bottom lip starts to tremble. Oh, no! Oh, poor me. Oh, it's not fair. Why me? Oh! And the dwarf and the little man appears again. I thought I heard your dulcet tones, my dear. What be the problem? Oh, God, here we go again. Grabbing pile of straw. Don't tell me. You want me to turn that into gold, yeah? It would be awfully sweet if you did. I'll tell you what. That ring you've got, you take it off. I'll give it to me and I'll do it. Okay. So, there he goes working away. She's there again, looking out the window, counting sparrows on the trees. And when she turns round, there it was, all done. Wow, it's even more gold than before. This king's going to be very rich. So, the king comes next morning. Oh, wonderful, lots and lots of gold, how wonderful. And it says, last time pays for all. You do this and you turn all this into gold and I'll marry you. What if I don't? I'll cut your head off. Oh, charming. Okay. King locks her in. She says, why me? Oh, no, why me? Oh, boo-hoo, Sally. She's trying to force the tears now. And out comes the dwarf. What is going on? Well, the king wants me to turn this into gold, and if I do, he'll marry me, and if I don't, he'll chop my head off. Yeah. Well, I can do that for you, but you've got nothing left. I know, poor. Shut up. Look, tell you what. The dwarf looks round. Here, come here. What? You marry that king, and the first child you have, he could be my apprentice. Well, desperate times call for desperate measures. And sure enough, she agrees to it. This time, she's eating grapes and spitting the pips out the window, while the dwarf is doing all these kind of things. There's kind of words and smoke, you name it. And sure enough, he changes everything into gold. The king comes, knocks on the door. Come in. She's all innocent. They'd be crying. Melv, why? No matter. Hello, he says. Look at all this gold. We are rich, rich, rich. Yes, I'll marry you. Oh, I never really asked you, but okay. So it was. The royal wedding was to come. They made out. There's all kinds of souvenirs being made. Mugs, tea trays, you name it. With all these names on. And big cake, lots of ale, lots of food, and everybody in the kingdom was happy, especially her dad, although he got short shrift from her because of his bragging. But, as it says, all things must pass and things became happy. And a year later, she has a baby, a bouncing baby boy. And the king is extremely proud of it, as is his wife, because, you know, who wouldn't be? And they're in the royal court. And they're thinking, what shall I call it? I don't know, he's so beautiful. He'll make a wonderful king one day. After you, of course, dear. Thank you, my dear. Yes, yes, yes. I agree with you entirely. What name can we have for the king to be? King Rupert? Aubrey? No, that sounds a bit... How about George? Maybe. And all of a sudden, at the end of the hall, comes a little man. Oh no, she thought, here he comes. And this little red hat came along. Right, I come here to claim my prize. And what's that? Said the king, sort of fiddling with the hilt of his sword, which didn't really impress the little man. Your wife made a deal with me, and if I changed all this straw into gold, I could have your firstborn as my apprentice. Did you, dear? Well, you know. No! My baby! Oh, no! God, dear, thought the king. She didn't have to carry on. And the dwarf looked at the king looked at the dwarf, and they thought, okay, calm down. I tell you what, you tell me my name, you guess it right, and I'll let you off. How's that? All right. They sat there. Now then, could it be that your name is Jason? No. Is your name Steve? No. Dave? No. Gary? No. And one of the courtiers leant over and whispered in her ear, and he'd heard the little man bragging, saying, my name's Rumpelstiltskin, blah, 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 blah. She thought, I'll play this out for have some fun. So she sat there. Could it be Cynthia? I'm a bloke. I don't have girl name. All right, Shirley. I'm not Shirley either. And he was getting more and more wound up. She thought, this is great spot. Are you called Billy? No. Andy? No. Are you called Trevor? No. Kevin? No. And he was getting redder and redder. And she said, Rumpelstiltskin! Ah! And he stamped his foot so hard on the floor, it went through. My floor, said the king. My goodness me, said the queen. Ah! Went the dwarf. I got my foot stuck. And he pulled and he pulled. Now, it wasn't a nice, neat round hole. He got sharp, jaggedy bits. And as he pulled, he cut himself. Blood started pouring. Oh, goodness me, said the queen. Knock it off, he says. Yeah, don't worry about that. And as he pulled, a piece of the floor went straight up where the sun don't shine and split him in two. And that ends the story of Rumpelstiltskin. There are several variations. I was told it as a child, and I hope you've enjoyed it. And I've enjoyed telling it. So, until we meet again, stay safe and make the world a happier place. Bye.